Is that a record for like how fast we got to be a train wreck?
Instantaneously? No, I do. We do, every episode's the same. It's always an immediate botch, and then we kind of figure it out as we go. Not even
check.
I feel like that's true. I feel like most of the time we're good. We don't have like we used to have tons of audio issues, but that's I mean it's been years since we've had to deal with that shit.
Yeah, I mean it's catch-22. It's nice having no audio issues, but I miss in person definitely.
Ooh.
Jason in the chat, we were just talking about this. He says he's trying to find a save point in Resident Evil Village. We were just talking about that big old broad who comes around and tries to kill you. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that she shows up in every other meme that I see now and that she's 8 feet tall or whatever. And also someone before the game even fully released had created a mod that turns her face into Thomas the Tank Engine.
That's always was that they always do that. I feel like for all like the Resident Evils, someone always mods Thomas.
Nerds like that never cease to amaze me. Like, how do you get into the source code? And it's like, do you remember? This was probably like a month ago. You know, GTA 5 is still one of the biggest games that's played out there, like in terms of Steam usage and all that. Somebody hacked into like the source code and fixed it so that the load times were way better and submitted it to Rockstar and they implemented it, which is insane to me. Like, how do you not just give this guy a job on the spot and be like,
they didn't?
I don't think so. That I don't even, I mean, isn't that the kind of shit that usually gets you banned?
I don't know. Not if you're actively helping the server, because those load times. I remember we tried to get back into nightmare, and we couldn't even get into servers at times.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the online for that's always been bad. I feel like Rockstar doesn't have that down pat yet, but they do everything else well, so I'll just deal with it.
So give me a little background. What's the deal with the save point for Resident Evil?
Like, he's just playing Resident Evil. It came out this week, today. Did it come out today?
I'm not
is it just
sure. Is that May 7th? Yeah.
Is it hard to find a save point because you're always like getting bombarded with zombies and having to fend them off?
What's the last Resident Evil game you played?
The one for like PlayStation.
Okay, so probably like one or two.
Yeah.
Brick and I were discussing this before, and they make the games super difficult and like resources really hard to find. That's kind of the fun of it. I'm not a super huge fan. It doesn't mean like I wouldn't play it if somebody gave it to me, but I'm also not going to spend $60 on it.
Yeah.
I think it's just he's been playing the game all day and he was looking for a save point.
No, last time I played it was with Wilpo, and it was the Resident Evil that had multiplayer, which was very fun. But those games, they specifically make the camera like right over the guy's shoulders, so your field of vision is poor. And then they have zombies jumping out at you. I mean, that's the fun part of it, I suppose. But it's just like, hey, do you want to be stressed for 2 hours while you play, and then you want to do something, but you're like, fuck, I gotta save it. I gotta find a save point because whatever I just did, whatever I just accomplished, they don't have an immediate like auto save well, they probably have an auto save feature, I would imagine, but like there's just that game is just pure frustration, which some people like the challenge, but that's what I guess you get rewarded for is dealing with the frustration.
Yeah, but if you just want a
better reward.
Have you played all the Resident Evils, Brick?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the last one I played is when you start in an alley, like literally the opening scenes. You're in an alley and you're just like circled. You're getting you're getting circled by zombies, and you're with that girl, and you just have pistols. I don't know what one that is. Maybe 2 or 3.
I think it's 3, but it's also been decades.
Yeah,
that's
so long.
Years ago.
So long.
Rick, what are you playing? Are you still playing Civ? Are you just stuck on that?
I am stuck on Civ. I've been playing MLB The Show because it's on Game Pass right now. So MLB The Show is pretty fun. But yeah, I'm still just stuck on Civ. I don't know what it is. There's just so much, so deep that you feel like you get a new civilization every single time. Too deep, too advanced.
Anti-baseball Not only is he playing MLB The Show, he also went to a Colorado Rockies game this week.
Wow.
The Rockies won in the bottom of the 7th.
Overnight or what?
No, it's my girlfriend's birthday. She's a Giants fan, so we wanted to go to the Giants actually played the Rockies on her birthday, so we grabbed lower level tickets. It was great seats, and then the Rockies actually won, unfortunately. They were down 2 with 2 outs, and they scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th because it was a doubleheader.
At least sounds like a fun game.
Yeah, I think that's why I actually liked it, was because it was only 7 innings because they had a doubleheader. I mean,
2 extra innings isn't going to kill you, but also it might kill you.
Yeah, no, I was like, I was pissed that the hot dogs weren't as good as they are in Chicago. I was kind of bummed by that, but still a good ballpark dog, just a good atmosphere. A lot of homers, a lot of bombers.
Coors Field is a lot of fun.
No, it's great.
Teams dog shit and just run horribly. Like their owner just needs to sell the fucking team. But
speaking of dogs, should we bring up the topic of hot dogs that's been going on in our Discord?
Do
we want to get into that as people from kind of from Chicago?
If you have the energy to get pissed off about what somebody else is eating, then you should probably get a fucking hobby.
You're not a real Chicagoan because you like ketchup on your hot dogs, you piece of shit. Go to hell. Go to Milwaukee or something stupid, or Cincinnati where they put chili on their freaking hot dogs. It's stupid.
Glizzy's, yeah. Comics misexplained. Glizzy's is right. I'll admit something right now that I've never admitted to anybody. Growing up watching the Cubs, going to Cubs games, everyone eats a Chicago dog. All right. Everyone eats the Chicago dogs. And I do like ketchup on my hot dog. So what I would do is I would ask for a packet of ketchup, and I'd put the ketchup on first. And then I just cover it with like the mustard and everything. So nobody would see the ketchup on the dog. Like I just cover it with the relish and everything. I am a coward.
I've ever heard.
I am a coward when it comes to my hot dogs, especially when I'm at a game and everyone's just judging you.
And tell me that I can't put ketchup on my hot dog and eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah, fuck that. I like flavor. I like to make my own hot dogs the way they are, and it is what it is. If I like ketchup, I like ketchup.
In reality, if Smithers was at a game and a guy's like, "Why are you putting ketchup on a hot dog?" You just be like, "I don't know.
I would probably just in a pure fit of rage, just vomit on his feet right in front of me.
You're non-confident.
Those are classic. Yeah. No, Smithers is the type of guy who would ask you why do you have ketchup on your hot dog, and then he'd slap the hot dog out of the person's hands because it's disrespectful to the Chicago dog.
It's an absolute joke.
Wow, after everything I just said, how do you fucking glean that out of it?
I'm a big gleaner.
What is more?
You'd be the guy because you're the guy who points out literally everything, even stuff that people don't care about. You're like, oh, this fucking guy. Look at his shoes. He ties them.
What is more disrespectful?
I wouldn't waste food like that. But
what's more disrespectful? Me walking up to somebody that has a nice, freshly cooked cheeseburger and they're about to start putting toppings on it, and I just come in and smash it, or somebody that's walking to the condiments area with their hot dog and I just slap the hot dog out of their hand. What's more disrespectful?
Which one's more disrespectful? The
smash.
Hot dog.
Wait,
no.
what?
You should. What?
Wait, because you smash knocking out a hot dog is not as disrespectful as physically punching someone's cheeseburger.
But the person isn't holding the cheeseburger. There's something about having something in my hand and having it slapped out of my hand that just throws me into a fit of rage immediately.
Like getting booked in high school. That was always really frustrating.
Perfect fucking example. Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul had their
oh god.
Logan or Jake Paul.
Dude, just say you love Jake Paul. Just his real name. You know it's Jake Paul. You said that just to be like,
Logan Paul is the one who's fighting Mayweather, though.
Yeah, but he's a brilliant instigator, and he knows how to make a fight worth watching.
Don't you have a Logan Paul tank top, Smithers?
Yeah, because Wubby gave it to me.
Nope, you bought it.
You bought it.
Anyways, Jake Paul, who's not even fighting Floyd, walks up to Floyd and snatches his hat. And that is fucking disrespectful.
That's pretty disrespectful.
Got your hat. He got a tattoo before that calling his shot, saying he was going to do it. And then he did grab his hat, which is stupid, but also I think it's kind of funny.
Funny.
Yeah,
So
something
stupid.
you would do, but also it's like you're not even fighting the guy, and you're just going to be a piece of shit to him. Okay, but I guess the point of that story was like if my hat was sitting in front of me on a table and somebody snagged it, I'd be like, all right, it's kind of a dick move, but I wouldn't be pissed. If you take it off my head, it's on sight.
Ooh, look at you and your lingo. So who do you think
this, Mark? You got another reason. If you ever punch my sandwich or take my hat, I will fucking choke you out on the spot.
He
didn't say you couldn't slap his hot dog out of his hand. So
I have to agree with Smithers on the hot dog cheeseburger scenario. The hot dog is more disrespectful because you can't revive the hot dog after it hits the ground. It's the bun's flying. The dog might even break like on impact from hitting the concrete. The cheeseburger, you can
God
revive
forbid
that.
It, man, upside down like condiments on the ground. So done.
the only reason you'd be able to make that cheeseburger survivable is because you have a weak ass punch, Mark. That would be the how are you going to try and reassemble a cheeseburger after someone punched it?
Also, I know you only wash your hands like once a day. If you punch my sandwich, I'm not eating that sandwich.
Yeah, I'm not eating that sandwich either, and I am a big advocate.
Perfect, I'll eat it.
No, wait a second.
You can't be the guy from Scary Movie 2, my germs, and then just take people's sandwiches. That's more disrespectful.
No, yeah,
that's slapping a hot dog.
That's positive reinforcement. Then every time I've got a sandwich out, you've got this Pavlovian response that you're just going to punch my sandwich because you think you get to eat it. No, dude, I'm going to like spit all over it and then throw it in the trash so you can't fucking have it.
I'll tell you one thing. If you keep saying Pavlovian, I will keep smashing sandwiches.
Well, I said it once.
Say it again.
Pavlovian.
Just wait.
Pavlov. He had a dog.
Just wait.
I was waiting for Mark to just like leave the chair, walk over to Smithers' house, and punch his fucking sandwich. Like 20 minutes later.
20 minutes while I walk to your place.
20 minutes later, we're like, you just hear a door open up. You're walking down the stairs. He'll fall because your stairs are slippery, and then punch your fucking sandwich.
You hear the handle jiggle, but he can't get in because it's locked. So he rings the doorbell and calls me. He's like, "Hey, can you come let me in?" Then he walks downstairs. Yeah. That's Mark's vendetta. Anyways, boys, we got a voicemail this week. And I think that this could portend something that Brick has been pushing for a long time. But anyways,
a draft?
No, let's absolutely not.
No drafts.
So stupid. Yeah, let's listen.
Chumpcast, what's up? This is Cop Mike, first time caller, long time listener.
Oh,
I wanted to give you guys a recommendation. A little older than the movie. I would probably give it around a B rating, but really liked it. It was called American Satan. It's got 2 rock stars in it. Malcolm McDonald, Mark Jr. from Sons of Anarchy, the fat guy from Game of Thrones, and Denise Richards, Drake Bell, Goldberg, and the model Olivia Kuplo. Very cool movie, all about sex, drugs, rock and roll, and the devil himself. So highly recommend it. It's on that Tubi television app. So let me know what you guys think, and keep doing what you guys are doing. It's a great show, and I love listening to Going to Work. Have a good one.
Hell yeah.
That's right. It's our boy in blue.
First call-in recommendation that we've ever gotten.
I like it.
I'm looking at the IMDb page right now. I do see Michael McDowell in there. He's very weird.
The fat guy
name that I would have expected to see there.
Yeah, the fat guy from Game of Thrones he was referring to, Samuel Tarly.
Oh, I was the only one I could think of was Varys. So yeah, that actually makes more sense.
Or Hodor.
Yeah, that's true. He was more of like, yeah, I guess you're right.
He was big. He was probably fat too. He was just large. I miss Hodor.
He's a large man. That's okay. Yeah, I'm flipping through the rest of these right now. It looks like this might have been kind of like a one-hit wonder for a lot of these people, but I love that somebody's giving us a recommendation, and it's got a pentagram just right on the cover artwork.
2017. It's not that old.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be older than that. Mark Boone Jr. is in this. He was the Sons of Anarchy guy that he mentioned. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's also the guy in like the first Fast and Furious movie, I think, or the second one, where they're like torturing him with the rat and the bucket. Remember that?
Cool. Yeah.
It's the only 2 things I know him from.
This is
Let's
our
put
first.
that in the trivia
this
for
is-
Fast
no,
and
no.
Furious. Who gets his belly button eaten by a rat?
Yes. Have you seen the Smithers or no?
No, I haven't, and I'm actually intrigued. This is kind of like right up my alley in terms of stupid, campy horror. At least it looks like. Yeah, I mean, if you watch the trailer, I obviously have the audio off, so I don't know a ton about it, but I see like from the makers of or the producers of like The Devil's Rejects and stuff. So yeah,
I think
I'll give it a shot.
with our first viewer recommendation, maybe we do a bonus episode or we do a wager for a review. We haven't done one of those in a while. And this,
I still have to pay Mark's off because Mark was like, watch the original Justice League, then the Snyder cut of Justice League back to back.
Yeah.
Can't go to the bathroom. And
that was a dirty move.
yeah, I'm not
And then
fucking
watch
doing
it, and then watch it in black and white and tell me the differences that you like so much.
That is a good idea. Watch the black and white one.
Oh, that would be so painful. I
So
mean, that'd be
artistic.
great. Yeah. So cool. Thanks for the recommendation, and we'll check that out. And I think that Brick, something that you've been pushing for a while is for us to move our recommendations further up in the show. So why don't you tell me what you've been watching this week?
I've been a Shark Tank binge, like hardcore. I've watched like probably 3 seasons. I just have it on in the background while I'm working, and I feel like I'm doing more work because I'm like
Oh my
listening to these deals.
You're listening to rich people.
Yes, I'm like this guy's doesn't need equity. He needs venture debt right now. Just like dumb shit. I don't know what to talk about, but it did come in handy because when I've been also on a pristine auction grind, I guess you can call it, of just buying little mini helmets with signatures on them. I went and got the Eddie Jackson signed Bears helmet for $30, and then I saw that Ricky Williams one in the store that I was at a mall, and I bartered with him to pay cash, and I was like, can't do it. I'll go down to this. That's my final offer. I was just Shark Tanking him, and he did it. So, but this Ricky Williams helmet is badass.
Shark Tank and Pawn Stars are you doing? Like, best I can do is whatever, $3.
Tell me this isn't the coolest mini helmet you'd ever seen, though. Ricky
I don't know,
Williams.
a lot of mini helmets.
Ricky Williams signed Dolphins helmet that says "Smoke weed every day."
All right, that's pretty dope.
It's black with teal as like the logo in the middle stripe there, and then orange writing on the helmet. I had to get it as my guy. I am having Ashley make me a little mini visor too, a reflector visor, because you got to have a signature visor with Ricky Williams because he's so badass.
I gotta ask. Comics Misexplained in the chat is talking about his Dogecoin holdings. Is that where you found the money to do this, Brick?
I did. Dogecoin. I definitely got out of that. Just was like, fuck it. I just made 15 times on my investment. So let's go a little treat yourself.
You got to go to Vegas now and go on pawn. I almost said porn.
Stars.
You gotta go on Porn Stars, then I'll watch you on Pornhub, and then we'll make more content for our YouTube page.
It's like the only way we can verify the signature is bring him in ourselves. It's just Ricky Williams walking in high as fuck and Brick's high as fuck. They look at each other from across the store and they're like,
Rick takes his shirt off because it's a NFL running back, and that's just what he's conditioned to do in those situations.
That's right. Ricky Williams would love that shit too. Maybe a little too high energy for him.
Can you find me an Eddie Lacy signed helmet? That'd be great.
Oh shit, yes. I'm gonna have
Pay
to.
you $12 for one.
That's probably what they would run for.
Well, that's perfect, man. All right. I'm going to make a recommendation here. Nobody told me that Brockmire was doing a podcast. I discovered that on Twitter this week. It's fucking incredible. He does them every 2 weeks. It's Hank Azaria in full character. Never breaks character because he's Hank Azaria. If you don't know him and you don't know Brockmire, what the hell are you doing?
All-time ranter.
All-time voice on The Simpsons. Incredible at improv. I mean, some of the rants that he goes on just on a podcast alone, because you know he's doing it on the spot, and it's fucking incredible. I love him so much. Brockmire.
It's only him.
He has a producer, but he's just like, Sheena, tell me that horrible thing that I said about Charles Barkley, because Charles Barkley was the first guest, and I'm going to say this horrible thing to his face right now. In his defense, he gets everybody to sign off. Like everybody knows the bit. So far, he's done. Charles Barkley was the first one. Rich Eisen from NFL Network, and then I think the latest one was Jamel Hill. They're all incredible. Hank Azaria is the king.
Only has 3 episodes.
Yeah, it just launched this month.
Well, what a great platform, because I could listen to Brockmire just ranting. That was the best part about the show itself, was him going into the booth and him just talking like a baseball announcer, and then just talking about how his wife got railed by 3 guys. Just like,
he still brings that up all the time.
Oh, of course.
His wife was having sex with his neighbor, but technically she was fucking him. Because he was it's an incredible podcast. I can't recommend it enough.
How long are the episodes? They're like full hours.
Really? I don't know. Yeah.
Jeez. Respect to him for being able to just, hold that character and just ramble on for an hour.
Yeah, he is playing the character himself, right?
Yes,
so
there's no Hank Azaria in this at all. It's produced by Dan Le Batard's network. Oh. So obviously it's got some money behind it and stuff. It's very well done. I can't say enough about it. Mark, do you have a recommendation?
I actually do, and I usually don't have one. I'm going to go with Mayor of Easttown, which is a new show on HBO.
I've been watching that.
I think it's really good. It's a crime detective drama thing, and it's starring Kate Winslet, and she is a very hateable character in my opinion. But that does not take away from the show. It's a great, murder mystery about teenagers getting murdered in this town, and she is the police detective, and she's trying to figure out who's doing this. So
I think it's a bit of a slow burn. Did you watch the 3rd episode? Does it pick up in that episode, or?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
HBO is great at doing it may be slow for the first 4 or 5 episodes, but at the end of each episode, they leave a little cliffhanger or a little twist that's like, oh damn, I got to start the next episode now. They're very good at doing that in this show.
TV shows too, though. You're just like, this is boring. Maybe I'll hang it up, and then leave you on a cliffhanger, and you're like, fuck, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I think it's good though.
Okay, well, I can't leave it hanging on myself on that one. Fuck, I gotta go back and watch this hour-long slow burn show. I'll go and watch that 3rd episode. I watched the first 2 with Ashley, and she's into it, and I'm like, okay, I can see why you'd want to watch it, but it didn't really catch me like I wanted, because it is a very slow burn. But I wasn't bored by any means, but I wasn't enthralled like
Westworld,
like
season
Westworld.
1, not season 3.
I also watched The Bad Batch, but I feel as though anybody who was going to watch The Bad Batch has already done it. So I'll just say that it's good, except for they did my guy Crosshair a little bit dirty. The one thing I did finish, as I mentioned last week, the wife and kid were gone, so I got to catch up on a lot of TV.
And
I binged, that too. Binged all of Made for Love with Krista Milioti and Billy Magnuson and Ray. I almost said Ray Liotta. Ray Romano. Different people, promise. It's good. I'm a fan. They left it open for a 2nd season, which I hope that they do, because Krista Milioti is incredible in everything that she does, and I will watch anything that she does.
Hey,
yeah, she's great.
I'm watching Clone Wars right now. You'd be proud. Big Star Wars guy here.
Known Star Wars guy.
How far into it are you?
4 episodes.
Yeah, call me in season 3.
Why is it not good?
No, I think the first 4 seasons are just kind of I get it. Okay. You go to a new planet. There's new forces there that you have to fight. It's fine. The last season is the most incredible fucking season.
Okay.
The most incredible run of anything Star Wars ever, in my opinion.
I almost just told myself that I'm going to stop watching it once you said that, because I saw someone's review and they actually, it was a ranking of all the Star Wars movies and television series, and they had Clone Wars last, behind Phantom of the Menace and Revenge of the Sith, those movies.
Yes, Phantom of the Menace. Did you watch the movie before you started the series?
Yes, I've seen them all.
The Clone Wars movie, not the.
Oh no.
Okay, well, that's fine. It does introduce Ahsoka Tano and a few other characters, but you'll be fine. one last recommendation. I'm going to start Jupiter's Legacy. And I think maybe that's an option for us to do next week. It's 8 episodes on Netflix.
Is that Rick Remender?
Mark Miller.
Mark Miller. Okay.
Yeah, he's doing like the whole Millerverse thing on Netflix. They have a deal signed, so just a thought. But anybody want to recommend anything else before we move on?
I recommend we move on.
I recommend all you listeners showing up for Marvel Phase 1 trivia, which will be happening next week. Thursday
night,
8 o'clock Central.
Jupiter's Legacy. What is Jupiter's Legacy?
Man, I feel like I send you guys all these trailers and you're like, yeah, I watched them.
I've heard. Man.
do you not actually? It's fine if you don't, because then I can just stop sending them.
I watched the trailers. What do you mean?
I watched the trailers too. Yeah, no, I just like trying to get a regrasp. Maybe I wasn't on that episode, Smithers, because I was in Hawaii being awesome.
News to us. Anyways, trailers. You haven't changed your background in a month?
Still here.
All right. All right, let's talk about some trailers. We got an update that I think I'll call it, and nothing more, because this isn't really new footage, but it is a nice reminder that A Quiet Place 2 is coming at the end of this month. And it seems as though this is what's actually going to get us to drag our asses to a theater.
Mm-hmm.
We've been waiting an eternity for this. I'm wondering like how the kids are going to ruin everything this time and try and get people killed. I'm wondering if Jim Halpert is truly dead, or if he's going to bring back his...
Jesus, I haven't seen the first one yet.
Oh, it's only been out fucking 4 years.
That's on you, dude.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about that at all.
Unreal. Some people.
Right. Mark, in that case, thoughts on the trailer?
He didn't watch it.
No, I did. Cillian Murphy, one of my faves. Peaky fucking Blinders. I can't wait to see him in this.
More than 10 minutes, though?
Huh?
Do you think we'll see him for more than 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think he's going to be in at least 2 of the 3 acts of the movie. I think he's going to be in a lot of it. I mean, you need somebody to kind of fill in for John Krasinski.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I guess Emily Blunt.
That's what Emily Blunt's for. Like, she's the protagonist now.
Yeah, but they're gonna end up hooking up. It's only been a couple months, and then the kids are gonna be like, "What's going on, Mom?" And she's gonna lie to them, and then
you think he's gonna bang the guy from Peaky fucking Blinders.
I don't know what's her name did it in Walking Dead. Oh, she was already cheating on him. Never mind.
Oh yeah. That was before the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. No, that was while she thought Rick was dead.
Yeah.
Either
that's
way.
Not Cillian. Wait, who are you talking about? That's
I don't even know anymore.
He's in this movie, The Punisher?
No. Oh. You're talking about John Bernthal.
John Bernthal is the one that girl fucks instead of Rick.
Dead.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln or whatever the actor is.
Abraham Lincoln fights the vampires. Yeah.
No, Abraham Lincoln, the actor in Walking Dead.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
What's his name? Lincoln?
Lincoln Riley.
I hate you guys.
Okay. Anyways, Cillian Murphy is what I'm looking forward to most in this trailer. But yeah, more alien monsters, more of the same stuff though. You have to be quiet. Everyone in the theater is not going to be quiet. Everyone's going to be happy and annoying as hell being back in there. And then you're going to question.
I mean, we went to see the first one together, you and I did, Mark, and the girl behind us with her fucking Sour Patch Kids or whatever it was. Man, I could have committed a felony right then and there, just like ripping them out of her hand. I would have punched her Sour Patch Kids like they were a sandwich in Mark's high school.
You always give me shit about the Jimmy John's tuna sandwich, but at the same time, like in that setting, me eating a Jimmy John's tuna sandwich with like that really soft Jimmy John's bread, you can't hear anything. So what's worse?
Well, the wrapper.
The crinklepaper.com. Noisiest thing ever.
Pulls out some fucking barbecue Jimmy chips. Yeah, I can hear it.
Not even just the crinkle paper, the Jimmy John's sticker they put to wrap it all together. Just like
yeah,
crinkle.
It sounds like Velcro for no apparent reason. Yeah. All right.
And I'm doing it slow as hell, just like trying to avoid it and looking around. But it makes it even worse.
It's just longer. It's just a longer sound.
Brick, I will bring you back into the conversation now because I assume that you watched the nothing teaser trailer for Stranger Things season 4.
It's absolutely zero zilch. Did they even film new stuff for that? I felt like it was just a prequel to the first season, or because I'm trying to remember what happened last. I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but is it the same kind of situation with Me in the Quiet Place? It just is what it is at this point.
Yeah, it's first of all, the last season of Stranger Things came out over 2 years ago. If you were going to watch it, you would have already watched it.
2 years ago?
Yes, it's been over 2 years. It'll be
2
years.
It was summer 20. I thought it was summer 2020. No,
it will have been over 2 years by the time this comes out.
It's been a minute. I can't even tell you what happened in season 3 at this point.
Russians.
Oh yeah,
That's
what happened at the end?
Hopper is in Russia.
Oh,
that did happen in the end, or was that just a screenshot that we saw?
They make you think he's dead, but everyone knows he's alive in Russia.
They made you think he was dead, and then they released a teaser that was like, "Oh wait, Hopper's still alive."
Oh yeah.
Anyways, back to
call that phone and talk to the Arnie Palmy guy.
Oh yeah. The Arnie Palmy. He's our Brett Gelman is his name, by the way. Put some respect on it. He's Brett, hilarious comedian.
He is very funny.
Yeah, so this teaser is basically just plinko and creepy sounds. We're obviously going to get some more powered people that show up in this, but I mean, we saw some in season 2 as well. Just like A Quiet Place, though, I think it's just like a reminder that this property exists. Yeah, like, hey, we're coming back.
Back to the Quiet Place thing real quick. It did make seeing that trailer for Quiet Place 2 made me want to go back and watch Quiet Place, the first one.
I think it's on Amazon Prime. Just fucking watch it, dude.
It is.
How many dumb things do you watch on a daily basis?
Watching you right now.
Damn, treated.
Burn, bitch.
No.
Treat City, population Smithers.
Jesus. All right. How about a trailer for a movie called Awake? This is at least an original idea, if nothing else. Have either of you seen any of Jane the Virgin, or are you familiar with it?
No.
Mm-mm.
My wife is obsessed with it, and she's rewatched it like 4 or 5 times, maybe. It's decent. It's got some funny points. It's supposed to be kind of a satire of a telenovela, so like a Mexican soap opera. Gina Rodriguez is the star of that, and now she's all serious in a movie in which no one on the planet can sleep except for her daughter.
Okay. I was unsure if it's like nobody can sleep, like physically they can't put themselves to sleep, or if they can't sleep because something happens when they sleep, like they're trying to stay awake. But
I think they are physically incapable.
Okay.
I think that's the case as well. But how funny the hallucination / hysteria stage of staying up too late is fucking hilarious if you're with the right people.
Well, yeah, Mr. Adderall prescription over here is like staying up till 5 a.m.
Yeah, stay up till 5 a.m. forever.
This weird shit happens at 5 a.m.
But everything's also just like extra hilarious. Like everything's very, very funny. But this movie, exactly, which is great. But at the same time, this movie is fine. Nothing. I mean, yeah, I guess it's an original concept. My daughter can sleep and she's staying with me.
Not really. Children of Men did it. It was the same thing where the world was ending. Nobody could reproduce. And there was one girl that was having a baby.
Yes. So the one girl that can get, I mean, it's the same thing as like this premise has been used 1,000 times, like the girl with all the gifts and stuff like that. But this is something that we at least have not seen exactly, not specifically. I will give them credit for that. I'm not saying this looks good by any stretch, but I think I'll give it a shot. This is coming June 9th to Netflix, which means like if this was going to theaters, 0 chance I'd ever watch it. Never gonna fucking happen.
So the last people that survive are definitely like the League of Legends players that are just like in their basements, like
just cracked out. No, the last people alive
2
are
weeks without sleep.
It's meth heads.
So how do they figure out how to get everyone to go to sleep? Put on an episode of the Chumpcast.
Meth heads.
Self-burn.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Just burning ourselves, lighting us on fire right now.
It's a great question. I don't know. Coffee beats me. What other? Okay, outside of going to the bathroom, what other normal function stoppage would cause this kind of chaos? What if like people just couldn't blink?
Just dry eyes. All I would know is eye drops would be at an all-time premium. Shit.
Yes.
People-
I bought that Visine. Finally, he's coming up Smithers.
Oh yeah, give me them Roto stocks. We about to be out here.
If people couldn't lick their lips, if like their lips would just get chapped as fuck right away.
What if
Ugh.
nobody could sneeze ever again? And you're just like in a constant state of
If you sneeze, you die or something.
Well, technically, the blinking thing, Smithers. If you can't blink and you sneeze, you technically die. Your head explodes. It's.
Do you think your eyes
science.
actually pop out of your head like if you sneeze and your eyes aren't closed?
Has anyone tested that?
I don't think it's possible for anyone to sneeze with their eyes open.
Even if you're
Actually, it's impossible.
like clockwork oranging those eyeballs.
You know what the strongest muscle on your body is? It's not your tongue or whatever people say. It's actually your eyelid muscles, because there is no person in the world that can hold their eyelids open and then sneeze without them closing.
That's
Your
science. Mark's the science guy.
I honestly, I can't even rebut that. Okay. I'm going to go take a leak while you guys talk about Rogue Hostage starring
I gotta pee.
Tyrese.
I gotta
Big mistakes.
Deal with
There's you little Mr. Peabody.
Have you seen The Mist, Brick?
No, I actually is that a M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Yes. This reminded me of The Mist because the first thing I noticed in this trailer, for the listeners, this trailer takes place in a grocery store and there's a hostage situation. That's all I got to say because this fucking movie looks terrible.
It's
in The
Tyrese
Mist,
though.
Yeah, Tyrese from Fast and Furious is in this. But in The Mist, they're in that grocery store that looks like the most opposite thing of a grocery store. Like, it's just not how a grocery store looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not enough product on the shelf type thing. And it's the same thing in this trailer.
Pushed to the front there. So maybe they eat the product over time. Maybe is that a thing? But I'm looking at The Mist. That monster looks fucking gross as hell, dude. Look at that. Do you see like the monster close up in the movie at all, or no? Is it very M. Night Shyamalan? It's like in the background, in the mist the whole time, and you don't really know because
I don't think you see anything in The Mist.
Really, they have all these pictures with this giant creepy monster thing out there.
I'm pretty sure you don't see anything. Maybe you do.
Oh, that would be kind of brutal, though. It looks like one of the monsters from Eight-Legged Freaks.
Should I wait for Smithers' punishment? Should I make him watch The Mist?
The Mist.
I have seen it, but
back
he's
to back.
seen it already.
The Mist
Never mind.
and The Happening.
no, you don't get to pick two movies. Also,
and then
fucking-
watch The Happening in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have
so
to.
it unhappens. The unhappy.
Yeah, to Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's Pink Floyd. There you go.
I gotta say, it's the most boring 30 seconds of me not being here of all time. You guys didn't even mention Michael Jai White, who is what do they call him in The Dark Knight? Mark, he's the pencil trick guy.
Why don't I just have my buddy here rip your head off?
Yeah, pretty much.
How about a magic trick? That scene right there was the most
that's
notable
one.
scene.
Anyways, this is going to theaters June 11th, and I'm pretty sure nobody will ever see it.
Agree. Smithers,
Yeah.
I was saying to Brick that it reminded me of The Mist because this is the most.
I heard everything you said.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did. You don't have to
Do
repeat
you agree
it.
or not? This is not a grocery store they're in. It's fake.
It's one of those North Korean stores.
I was just going to say North Korea. Brick, me and you, we just have this connection. It's weird. Like if
on point.
Love it. All right, this is kind of a trailer, not really. We also got our first look at the Eternals and Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. Did you guys watch this? It was basically like a Marvel thank you. It was like, thanks, and we'll see you at the movies. Basically like a recap of everything that's happened, and also just a little bit of, I don't know.
We'll see you in the theaters. It felt very
in
much
2
like
years.
exactly. It felt very much just like an intro to not quite an actual trailer, but it's just like an intro to a Marvel movie that they're just like hyping you up. I got hyped when they did the crowd thing again. I always get hyped when they fucking do that. It's just like such a cool culmination of all the movies coming together, and just such a big moment. Always gives me the chills.
I just totally lost my train of thought because I was about to talk shit to somebody in the chat. But yes, I totally agree with that. And also, that's what it was. I feel like it was, when you go to see a movie in IMAX and before the movie starts, they advertise IMAX.
Right.
Just kind of like, I know what IMAX, that's why I'm fucking here.
We're not there yet. But that was just them being like, all right, theaters are going to be back in play. That's all they were saying. We're not gonna be able to get these on video on demand. You're gonna have to go to your ass in the theater.
Going to video on demand, and yeah, okay, fair enough. Miss Marvel looks cool, and that's pretty much all I can say about this. Kumail Nanjiani is fucking shredded.
Who's he playing? What role does he have?
Jack guy, doesn't matter.
Honestly, one of the Eternals. I don't know. I've never read anything about them. That's like a complete blind spot for me. I know most of the cosmic Marvel universe. I do not know this at all.
Some guy, Jack Kirby or something. Didn't he create him or something?
Heard of him. No,
welcome to my world, Smithers.
1980s. Well, I know most things though. You just don't know jack shit.
Cool.
Cool. Like that Ricky Williams wore a visor. And that's about it. And also apparently that no white NFL player has ever worn a dark visor, because we discovered that while we were prepping for this show.
Well, we looked up two people, Harrison Smith and Adam Thielen, had like a purple tinted visor. So
it's not the same. I feel as though, Brick, you and I, between the two of us, we have a lot of NFL memories, and I feel as though we would remember someone if they were at least good enough to be remembered.
Right. Who was that linebacker on Miami? Zach.
I'm going P. I'm taking a tinkle.
Zach, he's a Hall of Famer, I think. Oh my God. Zach Thomas? Zach Thomas, did he wear a visor? If someone can show us, no, he didn't. He's way too white. If someone can show me a white player in the NFL that wore a dark, like Brian Dawkins, dark visor, we need to know.
You an Eddie Lacy autographed helmet.
No, we won't, because we don't even know if those exist anymore.
I miss you, Eddie Lacy. You're the man. Come on the show.
Man.
Let's talk about some news, though, Brick. Paramount Plus really wants your money. How many streaming services do you have at this point?
Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Disney Plus. I think that's it. Or I'm paying other shit. Yeah.
Are you ready to add another one?
HBO Max. Fuck. No, I'm not, because I just have so many. I have too much.
You honestly might as well just have cable at this point. But anyways, Paramount Plus wants your money. Just like Netflix, they are promising a movie a week, which includes Mark Wahlberg's new sci-fi ripoff of The Old Guard.
Yes.
That movie that we saw with Charlize Theron. It's basically a man discovers that these hallucinations that he's been having are basically visions from his prior life, but he lives for an eternity. This is not going to be the movie that gets me to buy Paramount Plus. I don't know what it is, but it's not going to be a fucking Marky Mark movie.
What else does Paramount Plus have?
Don't they have like Big Bang Theory in black and white or something?
Do they have Yellowstone?
Something incredible.
I believe it's mostly like MTV Viacom properties. But
Viacom CBS streaming.
Yeah. So CBS mostly, and you're not going to get me with that. You put the NFL on there, then maybe we'll talk about it, but also I'll probably just pirate it. Never doing it.
Can you watch the old MTV Next with the bus, the Next show?
I see a BPOSB in the chat talking about the challenge, which makes me think that the old MTV shows are on that.
They got like Real World, and they got Big Brother. They have Zoolander Supermodel. I'd actually see that. Looks like a cartoon. Looks hilarious.
Do they have
They're just
Sold Out with Jenny McCarthy and Chris Hardwick?
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't. They have the Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Discovery. They have this show called Stand. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, it was everything that was on CBS prior, but now they killed the CBS streaming platform. It's Paramount Plus.
So I don't see anything on here that I would actually want to get.
But what about a Mark Wahlberg movie?
Still doesn't do it for me.
Are you snapping at me or your dog?
Dog.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna do this, and I already have way too many streaming services. We've talked about. I have 7 streaming services. Mark, how many do you have?
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, we're idiots. Considering what we already pay to have internet and shit, like we're getting completely fleeced on this.
Do you have Marquee Network for the Cubs games?
I have Fubo, which has Marquee if you're in Chicago.
Okay.
Oh God.
Did you
so
buy
many
Fubo
different platforms? I had Fubo for
Marquee?
I had Fubo for Red Zone.
Fubo also has Red Zone. Yes, I was like creating email accounts for a long time to get Red Zone, but anyways. Last bit of news, and I think that this is something that got me excited. I feel like Brick, this is certainly up your alley. HBO is producing a show called Our Flag Means Death, and it's a pirate comedy, and it's starring Taika Waititi and Rhys Darby, two of the funniest people on the planet. Taika's playing Blackbeard, and Rhys Darby's playing a guy named Steve Bonnet. Taika's going to produce and direct a couple episodes. I am 100% here for an actual comedy pirate show that's not, like whatever with Johnny Depp where he's just drunk all the time.
Rhys Darby is so underrated. He is literally so funny. He's from Flight of the Conchords. He's the manager, right?
He's the manager in Flight of the Conchords. He's the tour guide in Jumanji. He's been in a ton of stuff. If you don't know him, I believe he's from New Zealand. I believe he's a Kiwi. He's also a stand-up comedian, like improv guy. So fucking funny. He's
brilliant. And also, Taika Waititi. I can never say his fucking name. Taika. But Taika Waititi. He is also brilliant. He's very funny too. And it's a period piece. Let's go. Period comedy. Let's go.
You don't know that. They could be current day pirates.
No, it says to start HBO Max period comedy series. Our Flag Means Death. Except for he does have some pretty. He has headphones on there, so maybe it's like the 1990s or 1980s or something like that.
Somali pirates, man.
Somali pirates.
Was that right, though? It's up your alley.
100%. I love it. I'm 100% sold. When it comes out, I'm going to watch every second of it, probably twice.
You're like me. You love satire. You love parody.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we go. What's your favorite satire of all time?
Favorite satire of all time? Maybe.
Is that too broad a question? Should I have not sprung that on you right there?
Trying to look up satires. I'll get back to you. The first thing that came to mind was Team America World Police.
That's very good satire. I had to flip between browsers and I panicked and I just threw out the first question I could think of at the first person I saw, which was you, Brick. But,
cool.
Best. We the best. Worst.
The worst. She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible. But thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and kick this off. So if you know the show, we're going to talk about some probably terrible people because there aren't a lot of good people left in the world. Case in point, a state senator from Ohio, he was attending a meeting discussing how to address distracted driving and how bad this is. The problem is that he was attending the meeting while on Zoom with his fucking camera mounted on his dashboard. You can see if you're watching this on the live stream, he's got his seatbelt on.
No, he's in his living room.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Did he think this was going to fool people, or was this kind of like a joke? I can't tell if this is the best guy or the worst guy alive. If he intentionally did this, I have to lean towards best because this is an ultimate troll move. if he just thinks that he can do it because he's a state senator, because they didn't, you know what? I have to think that he did this not thinking that it would piss people off, because he came out and was talking about, oh, well, I was driving very responsibly. I had a hands-free headset on. I don't know what's coming next. I don't split it. Okay. Truck split in half by oncoming train. I don't know what this is.
Keep this up. Keep this up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh shit, boy.
Damn, that truck just got treated.
Go. Okay. Well, anyways, back to this shitbag from Ohio. I feel like that doesn't narrow it down very much, but this is an incredibly pompous move. This is like prime lawmaker thinks that he's above the law. Like everything that I do is fine, but you need to be regulated. I fucking hate these people. Why? Thank you, Jason. Why even have his camera on? I don't fucking know. Imagine, and was he trying to trick people, or was he just like, I don't know. It's Ohio, so maybe his constituents are that fucking stupid.
Maybe he's like, I am driving responsibly. I obviously have my seatbelt on.
I saw the first part of this. He didn't have a seatbelt on, though. So I don't know if he wasn't in his car or if he just didn't have a seatbelt on. And he was like, oh, fuck, I'm on camera. Now it's a problem.
That would be even worse if he was, because it would be almost impossible for him to switch locations, right? If he's in the car and like he has the camera set up, he can't, unless he split the camera and went off camera and went and came back in with the same setting. That's too advanced for this guy.
Mind to do that, he wouldn't have the camera on while he's driving.
Exactly. There's no way. He just forgot to put his seatbelt on, which is even worse because he's such an idiot. They elected that guy into the office. They elected him into the office.
Fuck this guy, you fucking idiot. Anyways, who's got next?
I'll get next.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to give it to the country of the Netherlands. And that's because supposedly the Netherlands have been training bees to identify COVID-19 through their sense of smell, according to press release from this university I can't pronounce. But there was research conducted that more than 150 bees at this university were able to detect COVID-19. So my question is not about the COVID-19. Is this going to be our opening? Is this going to be what gets us to be able to finally communicate with bees to where we have a translator or something on them for them to tell us like, okay, there's COVID-19 in this area, stay away.
A translator.
I can translate back and be like, me, which means like, yo, do not sting me, please.
Buzz. Yeah. Actually, the one translator they have is Jerry Seinfeld. Kill.
All right, I'm out.
How do the bees let you know that they've detected COVID-19? Then none of this makes any sense. Like a dog will let you know. I get a dog. He'll point and like bark at something or freak out. How the fuck does a bee? Does he just come sting you?
The scientists trained the bees by giving them a treat, a sugar water solution, every time they were exposed to the scent of mink infected with COVID-19. Why are they infecting mink? Like out of all things.
So that was actually a big thing, and I think it was in the Netherlands because there were mink farmers there. They farm them for their hides to make coats out of them, which is terrible. But apparently, it's easily transmissible to minks, and they like cull herds and herds of mink in Northern Europe, which is horrible. But also, you were going to kill them anyways. So
I didn't know that. But anyways, each time the bees were exposed to a non-infected sample, they wouldn't get a reward. That's so shitty.
I still don't understand. Like, do the bees just like come sit on your face and they're just like, nope, no COVID here. Bzz, bzz, guh, 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 guh.
I don't know. I couldn't.
Come on, I thought you were the science guy, Mark.
Eventually, the bees could identify an infected sample within a few seconds and would then stick out their tongues like clockwork to collect the sugar water. There you go. So they would do something, to.
This is more confused. I'm more confused now than I was when you started telling this story.
Okay, bees, man, bees.
Fucking bees. Brick, can you save this?
I'm surprised you didn't have our drop for Will Arnett. Bees. I love that
I
one.
actually never put that on the board because we said it for like 2 weeks and I was like, we'll never say this again.
You say bees all the time. It's like every once a month we'll say bees.
If there's a story, a headline with bees in it, I'm automatically clicking it. Doesn't matter.
Okay, big
Doesn't
bee guy.
fucking matter.
That's just.
Anyways,
okay.
Brick, can you save this?
I'll try. So an armed school bus or an armed
An
Jim
armed
Christ.
school bus. Okay,
Yeah.
you
so
can save this.
immediately botched it. Yeah. So in South Carolina, there was a U.S. military trainee charged with 19 accounts of kidnapping. He kidnapped a bus. The headline here is
he kidnapped a bus.
He kidnapped a bus, and the headline here is armed school bus hijacker let children go after they pestered him by asking too many questions. So I can only just imagine this guy's hijacking this fucking school bus, and the kids in the back are just going, "Why?" And he's just like, "Well, because I don't have any money right now. I just need to. I need to get this bus." Yeah. Why?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
So they just the first thing that came to mind was that Louis C.K. bit where he's talking about parenting and how every question just asks. They just keep asking why and why and why, and every parent's just like, "All right, I'm just done. Just eat your fucking French fries. I can't deal with this existential crisis you're giving me right now."
But I actually not seen that bit until you sent it to me earlier. So thank you for that. I still struggle with whether or not I should be okay with Louis C.K. because he's clearly a weirdo, but he's still funny.
Can I tell you guys a school bus story?
He's very funny.
Please.
Do you want to hear my school bus story?
No,
Yes.
but please tell us anyways.
Okay. About how I was a shitty kid. So me and my best friend, when we were in probably 5th or 6th grade, we got the idea to take his little sister's doll and tie fishing line to it and sit in the back of the bus and throw it out that back window and just hold it like nonchalantly. And
like
then
Napoleon Dynamite style.
Exactly. But we had the fishing line and it made it look like we thought it was like made it look invisible. So people would like double take and be like, "What the fuck is that doll just doing bouncing up and down behind the bus?" And cars would beep and like tell the bus driver to pull over, and we'd just be sitting in the back like and then finally the cops pulled the bus over and we got kicked off.
I mean, that's not really a shitty thing. I pictured you doing something way worse, considering everything you've told me about what a shitty child you were.
No, it's not that shitty.
I thought you were gonna, like, as you were walking off the bus, like the bus driver had his nice little lunch packed, and you just saw his sandwich not without a fry on it, and you just fucking punched his sandwich, and you just like, "I'm a bus driver, dude. Leave me the fuck alone, you little piece of shit."
Fair enough.
I'll start my own business. How hard can it be?
B.
Man.
I was trying to find it on the fly. Mark, what's the worst thing you did when you were in school?
Probably made this kid go into the bathroom so I could sell him my Gyarados. It was my Blastoise Pokemon card. And then I decided I didn't want to sell it to him anymore, and he was super pissed.
There's a 0% chance that that's the worst thing you've ever done.
That's pretty dirty. I mean, how much can an original 150 Pokemon what is it called, holographic card go for a Blastoise?
Honestly, imagine direction when Mark was like, "Yeah, I made this kid go in the back."
Yeah, that wasn't a good way to start the story.
Not a good start, man.
But imagine you're saving up your allowance, your weekly allowance, your $3-4 that your mom gives you, and you finally get that $25 or whatever I decided I wanted to sell this card for, and then you get to the bathroom and you've just been looking forward to it all day, and this fucking shithead kid is like, "Let's go in the bathroom. I'll sell you it in there." And then he ends up not selling you that.
Why'd you take him to the bathroom? Is that where you do all your business?
I felt like it was illegal. I don't know, dude. I was like in 3rd grade. I was selling Pokemon cards in the bathroom.
So most people do their business in the bathroom.
And anyways, I don't know. I just had a thought and just decided not to sell it to him, and he got pretty pissed. It's pretty shitty of me.
What was the going rate?
I don't even know. Did we have going rates then?
$15. All right.
Were there going rates? Like we didn't have internet then. You can't like
no,
yeah,
I
it's
usually
an
you just
app,
trade.
right?
Usually
Yeah.
you just trade it or something.
Jesus, nothing's gonna save this segment.
Or this episode.
You guys are very low energy today. It's sad.
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 You do?
All right, gentlemen. This got me excited
Dude,
because
you look like a
what-
moth slug.
me.
Yeah, dude, you have low energy. What are you talking about?
I
trying to
feel
keep-
good. I mean, I
I
got up.
keep my voice down.
Whatever. Anyways, we got to watch Mitchell's versus the Machines, which I believe came out last week on Netflix, but is still excellent, and it was better than going to see what was it, Wrath of Man, starring Jason Statham. I'm not going to a theater to see that. If I'm going to go to a theater, it's going to be for like A Quiet Place 2. I don't know. I guess Black Widow had that stayed in theaters. I would have gone to see that, but there's no way I'm going to see Jason Statham movie that's a Guy Ritchie film that's the same thing I've seen a billion times. So instead, Mitchell's Machines, currently at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, 89% from fans, directed by a guy named Mike Rianda, who, if you know Gravity Falls, he was the creative director there. So he's got a lot of animation experience. He also voices Aaron, the younger brother, in this, which I was really curious as to who was voicing that young kid because it was clearly an adult. This is co-written by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, Lord and Miller of Into the Spider-Verse fame. There's no question in my eyes that this is a movie that benefits from going straight to streaming as opposed to being a theatrical release. Do you think that we as a group would have gone to see this had it not been on Netflix?
No.
I feel as though there are a ton of people that are seeing this now because they're at home. Maybe you got kids, maybe even you don't. I mean, my kid's too young to understand any of this. I fucking love this movie. I thought it was brilliant.
So did I. I think that's why when you brought up we could either do the Guy Ritchie movie, go to the theater and do the Guy Ritchie movie, or do the Mitchells versus the Machines. I saw Mitchells and the Machines before that, and I was like, I low-key loved it too. The cast in this is spectacular. Abby Jacobson, Danny McBride.
Yeah. Not everybody knows names. If you give me like an example of where they're from.
Yeah. Okay,
Blood
so
City,
Abby Jacobson. Abby Jacobson is from the Broad City, but she's also from Disenchantment. She plays the main lead in Disenchantment. Danny McBride, everyone knows Danny McBride. He's Red. Eastbound and Down. He's Red from Pineapple Express. Eric Andre, he's just the talk show host, hilarious, out of control. Maya Rudolph. Let's see, Maya Rudolph's in everything. Bridesmaids, Grown Up, Idiocracy.
Saturday Night Live, where she got famous.
I didn't realize this, but they had Chrissy Teigen's in there. They have John Legend's in there. Blake Griffin is Sleek Robot. They have Fred Armisen is Deborah Bot 5000. The best part was the robots themselves. They have a couple people from Saturday Night Live in the cast. Like they did it all, and I think the colors and some of the artwork that they had in there popped, and everything just was so well done. It was heartfelt as well. I loved the movie, the whole thing. It was great.
I like the different animation style from like a typical Pixar movie where it does have a Pixar feel, but as you look closer at the design of the characters, you can actually see like 2D lines and like drawings like in the character, which gives it a cool effect.
So to me, this is Sony Pictures animation. And if you think Sony, like obviously Into the Spider-Verse, that's what their biggest success was. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I pulled a full list of this stuff. Angry Birds movies, Goosebumps, the animated stuff. Hotel Transylvania is actually sleepy good. They did the Emoji movie. I'll let that slide. But to me, this looks like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs in terms of like the character design. And then they just kind of slapped on some of Katie's like drawing style over stuff. Like they did like the onomatopoeia that they do in comics. You know, like when the old Batman comics, you see like a pow.
Yeah.
When something pronounced happened on screen, they cut to her animation style and like did an overlay, and I thought it was brilliant. I thought the entire thing, the way it was animated, was gorgeous.
Very original, and it stuck to the original theme of she's a very artistic, creative type that has her own style and has her own animation, and it doesn't always come off as picture perfect Pixar, but it has its own unique brand and style that they stuck with throughout the movie.
I also like how they did stick to the theme, and that everything was super vibrant, super fast paced, which I mean goes hand in hand with like how we consume media currently and how we consume everything on the internet and memes. And it had
a lesson, you boner.
No, but I did like how they really showed that. It was, I mean, when something happened, it was like a meme and just firing fucking different colors in your face.
I also
just getting your attention.
Yeah, and like the movie that she brings up originally at the dinner table, where it's like Danny McBride's at the table and she's trying to accept his daughter for like what she's doing, but he just doesn't get it. When I was watching that, I just didn't get it. It was a pug on a bus, and then like a rainbow like shot out of its mouth, and it was just all over the place.
Dog Cop looks incredible. I would totally.
Dog Cop is not the property I was talking about. It was some like video. It was like it was even quicker than that. But it was like
because we told the UBA through everything.
Sorry. We just didn't. It just I connected with the dad in that regard, where it's like the younger generation, everything is so quick, so fast that it's just like sometimes you just don't get it. And especially coming from a guy with a background in like danger survival. He's an outdoors guy. He doesn't do any social media. He doesn't do any of that. And he's dropping off his daughter at college, and he just like he wants to make it right, but he doesn't know how to. And it's just like this disconnect, but then they connect, and it's just like a good overall story that everyone can really get behind, it seems like.
Let's reset because we didn't talk about the plot for this. Obviously, it's an animated movie. You've heard us talk about this for the last couple of minutes. It's a dysfunctional family. Katie is the main character. Katie is the main character. Her dad is Danny McBride. He's Rick Mitchell, and he's kind of a dick, but he's old school. They take this road trip to drop her off at college, and they kind of are upended when the robot apocalypse happens. Suddenly they're trying to entrap humans, and also the dog is the best thing I've ever seen. That's my synopsis.
The pug.
Mark.
Doug the Pug, Manchi. They credit him in the cast. Doug the Pug.
It's incredible. Doug the Pug is actually like a famous Instagram pug.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man. Even better. That makes the cast.
Last podcast on the left.
Yeah.
Ben Kissel loves Doug the Pug.
Amazing.
It's hilarious. Mark, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, Doug the Pug, or whatever we want to call it. That was an absolute highlight of this movie. I really appreciated the fact that they brought in the whole eye thing that a lot of pugs have, where their eye just kind of drifts off.
You love that because Moose is like,
yeah, and I have a French bulldog, and Frenchies, as they get older, their eyes slowly kind of drift off, and you're like, dude, what are you even looking at? And one eye is just fucking looking at the wall. So I love that part. I thought it was, to Brick's point, a good overall story, good lessons. At first, Brick, I'm with you. When she was like showing the video, I'm like, oh God, now we're going to be like, what's the lesson? You got to coddle your kids and like give them a trophy, because he was like, you know, it might not work out in college. She's like, you just want me to fail kind of thing. But at the end, you kind of get it, where she's coming from, where the daughter's coming from, but also where the dad's coming from. And they kind of, you know, share a moment at the end, which is great. But yeah, overall good story. This, I wouldn't say is not, I guess it is kind of original. I don't know. It's
what's not original. I mean, it's an apocalyptic thing where the robots take over. Sure, that's not original, but I think it's from a family perspective. Nothing is original at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
So when we get something that we like, let's just enjoy it.
Yeah. And what they make reference or hints to all the big corporations, the Amazon, the Facebook. I mean, the guy that leads this tech company,
right?
Well, the guy that leads the company is named Mark. I thought Mark Zuckerberg right off the bat, Facebook, and how he had all that shit with having people's information and data.
Just like an imagination of like big tech companies.
Yeah. But at the same time,
he's talking to like his voice assistants, and he's like,
pal.
The voice assistant says, I hacked into your competitor's emails, and he's like, that's a gross overreach. And then they just look at each other and laugh.
Yeah.
It's poignant while also not being serious.
But how do they also say, like, how do they use YouTube and Instagram? Like, they drop those names in the movie. And I was a little confused. I'm like, they can't drop a Facebook or an Amazon, but you can drop YouTube.
How the fuck did they get the rights for the Furby?
Yeah, that's a good point.
There is an epic Furby battle scene in this where they bring out the giant king Furby. What do they call it? The Elder. I damn near pissed my pants. That's the first time I've thought of a Furby in about a decade. And it was hilarious and brilliant, and I am very on board with it. And I think that if they do a sequel, it should be someone kidnaps Monchi, and you find out in the end that it was rogue Furbies.
Mm-hmm. I also felt that this was one of the best 20-minute endings of an animated movie that I've seen in a while. Like a happy, feel-good ending where it like incorporated, so live your life, like a good soundtrack, good music. And I don't know, I thought the ending was good. Just how they wrapped up the whole movie.
They tied it in a nice little bow.
Okay. I thought that if I'm gonna like pick this apart, which I can't, because honestly, I think this might be the best movie I've seen in 2021.
And 2020.
No, probably not. Stop me if I'm. Palm Springs was better than this.
Palm Springs was better. Yeah, you're right.
Still, I thought this was brilliant. I've watched it twice because that's how good I thought it was.
So did I.
If I'm going to pick it apart, I wish they'd given Maya Rudolph more to do, because she's one of the funniest people on the planet, and I think that like just letting her be herself is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
She was kind of a background character in this. She's the mom.
She definitely closes at the end, though. She closes at the end. Everyone has their moment, which is what's cool about the movie too.
Yeah, a little brother might not, but yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter.
He does something. He does something. I forget what he does though. But you're right. It wasn't as memorable.
In my eyes, I felt the third act dragged a little bit. When they get separated before the final confrontation was kind of slow. Again, really picking nits here. Like I said, this is the best movie I've seen this year, so I have nothing bad to say about it other than that.
See it.
Give me more Danny McBride versus a computer. His yelling voice is incredible.
He's the perfect out-of-touch dad that's a survivalist that's like, I don't get it, but it should still be my way. You know? He played that perfectly.
He needs to do more voiceover work. I think that his screaming voice is incredible. I don't know what it is. Like it's like Brick, when you can see an actor or actress who knows how to run. I can pick out an actor or actress who knows how to yell.
That's right.
Power. So yeah.
Mark needs to find his superpower now. I have running. You have yelling. Well, it'll come.
Mark can pick
Smashing.
up Jackness.
He's Jackness. Well,
Smashing
everybody
sandwiches. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna say see it too.
Absolutely. Do you guys pitch me a sequel? Like, what would the follow-up for this be? Say that maybe they're going to Katie's movie premiere in like 5 years, and tell me what the conflict is. In the meantime, I can probably talk a little bit more. I love that they mixed the animation style with like a little bit of live action at some points. They would just throw in, like in the beginning when her dad was yelling and they threw the monkey face over him, and it's like the gibbon who is yelling in the YouTube video. I loved that. The family photo. The only other thing in this that was like photorealistic was the Furbies, it was horrifying, to be perfectly honest.
This reminded me that they had the scene where the Furbies started communicating with each other and singing the song in unison. And I completely forgot they used to do that. When you used to have two Furbies and they start fucking chatting and then start singing. Creepy as fuck.
Horrifying.
So cool.
I'm interested in what Sony is doing, like as an animation studio, just because that's kind of shit I think of. Like if they can get on the level with DreamWorks and Pixar, fuck yeah, give us a couple more of these movies every year. The next thing they have in the pipeline is it's coming to Netflix in June. It's John Cho, and it's called Wish Dragon. So basically he's like a genie dragon type thing. And he's been locked up since the Qing dynasty, and now all of a sudden he's back, and the kid is like his boss. So John Cho has obviously got comedic chops. I think this could be really good. I hope they keep on this track. And with that, I will ask you both, what is the sequel to this going to be?
Before I do that, do you think Netflix is ever going to buy Sony?
I don't know who has more money, to be perfectly honest with you.
I'm pretty sure it's Netflix.
I don't know, because Sony is a long-standing company. They still have PlayStation. That's a lot of dough. Although I would like to see what Netflix would do if they bought a company that owns a video game system and property.
Netflix is $30 billion.
That's market cap, though. Like, that's not cash, right? Anyways, while Mark's looking that up, Brick, do you have a sequel for me?
5,000 years in the future, the two Deborah Bot 5000 and Sleek Robot, I think that's what they were called. The two robots.
Sleek Robot was the one that Blake Griffin voiced, where they were like murderous, and then they were eventually scared of the mom, Maya Rudolph. I think you are talking about Eric.
Eric. Beck Bennett. Yes. Okay. So Eric and Deborah Bot 5000. 5,000 years in the future, the human race is gone. They somehow figure out a way to go back in the past and revive the human beings, but they meet a different cast altogether. I just love Deborah Bot 5000 and Eric. I thought they were the best of the entire movie. They were so funny. The faces that they drew on were so dumb and amazing at the same time that I just thought they need a spin-off of just about them, because they were so cool and funny, I thought.
Did you recognize, like, at one point they have a voiceover video of a robot like telling everybody that they're going to be sent into space, and they're just going to be sent into the black void of space? That was the voice of Conan O'Brien. Blake Griffin was like the killer robots. Yeah, they pulled out all the stops for this. The family that Maya Rudolph's character is always obsessed with is Chrissy Teigen and John Legend that you mentioned earlier, Brick. It's they really spent some money on this. Mark, do you have a sequel for me, or are you just boring as normal?
I'm pretty boring, but I would like to see a spin-off with Doug the Pug. Just finding love, maybe like a Boston Terrier or something. I don't know. I don't need more.
He's walking down the street.
Kids need to have the googliest eyes of all time.
He's walking down the street and sees this really beautiful poodle with his one crooked eye, and then he falls in love, and it's a love story.
Yeah, maybe.
Like Lady and the Tramp, but just like the Drader Doug version of it.
All right. Last chance to say what you got to say about this movie before we move on. As I said, I think this is probably the best movie I've seen this year. That's probably not saying much, but it is a strong recommendation to go watch this on Netflix. I just assume all of you have a Netflix subscription at this point. Anybody else?
I loved it. No brainer. It is one of the better things that I've seen recently. So
easily
go watch it.
Easily digestible. Do that, and don't eat rotten and raw meat, because people are doing that to get high now, apparently. So
you can't just throw that in and just be like, no, this is.
I can, and I did, Smithers. Deal with it.
That's true.
All right, we'll end the episode then. This has been episode 243. We still have our Dungeons and Dragons campaign ongoing, coming this Tuesday night around 7:30 p.m. Mark has bailed because he wants to go play softball instead. He still is putting out his weekly comic book recommendations, though, which is very nice. Mark, thank you. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can call or text us. Leave us a voicemail at 847-920-6107. Mark, you look like you have something you want to say.
Just want to say thank you to all of our Patreon supporters, Nikki, Elise, Joe, Darian, Gabe, Lauren, and Mike. Big shout out to you guys. Thanks for continuing to support us there. We promise that more content is coming your way. And if you're not a Patreon supporter, you can do so for as little as like $1.50 per month. All that money goes into the show, the production, us using things to make this better. So we really appreciate it. Yeah, and beer too. So thank you.
Well, I don't think I've actually spent any Patreon money on Busch Light, but
we've been saving it up for something big, like a giant case of Busch Light, like 1,000 beers.
Giant Furby.
Giant Furby. That might be the purchase.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Aloha, mahalo, ciao, peace.
Until next time. Chumps out, motherfuckers. Peace.